Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about whether or not you should work out through your pain. And I don't mean necessarily emotional pain, but more physical pain. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes. If you like podcasts, I've had The Awakened Man since 2017. It has a lot of health-related episodes over there. I also have the Cinema Rag, which is on movies. You can check that out as well. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, should you work through pain? Now, clearly, there's going to be, similar to the episode we did, should you work out through a sickness? There's going to be hyperbolic examples where obviously you should not work out through the pain. So if you have lower right quadrant pain, like you might have appendicitis, you don't want to work through that, right? If you get stabbed, you're not going to necessarily want to work through that pain. So what do I mean by pain? You know, the obvious stuff like a muscle pull, a muscle tear, a shin splint, a nagging knee injury, something like that. You maybe pulled your back a little when you were doing shoulder shrugs or squats or, whatever it is. This is a very nuanced answer because it really depends, because you're going to have kind of two extremes of people. You're going to have one extreme of people who they're just looking for any reason not to work out, right? These people just don't like to work out. And I've mentioned before, like, you can lose weight without working out. It's certainly not the best approach, but most of weight loss is nutrition and proper sleep. So these people will be like, well, look, any reason I don't have to work out, I'm gone. So yeah, I might, I got 1 hour of sleep less than normal, I'm out. Or, I might have a little like a nagging knee kind of pain, just slight pain. Yeah, I'm out. Then you got the other people who are going to be more kind of exemplified by no pain, no gain. No matter what, they're going to work out. Now that can be largely fueled psychologically, based on, maybe just they're addicted to exercise. And we have an episode here on that. Or they see it as some sort of inherent weakness if they're not working out, or it's some sort of reflection on their masculinity. Or if you're a woman, it's some sort of reflection on you that you're a lesser person because you're not working through the pain. And you need to be like porridge, man, right in the middle. So look, this is the way I've looked at it. And again, weight loss, weight maintenance, it's fundamentally different. I am more on the latter camp, but I'm not the far extreme camp, but I'm more on the latter camp. Like, there needs to be a legit reason why I can't work out if it's medically related. And I talked about it in the sickness one. If you have a fever, don't be working out. But pretty much every other thing, even if I'm under the weather, I got the sniffles, I got the cough, I'm working out, I'm dry sauning it, because normally you're boosting your immune system because it's just circulating your blood flow. So I am looking for reasons to work out, but I'm also like balanced to the point where I'm not going to work out if I'm sick. Luckily, I think I've gotten a fever 3 times in the last 20 years. It's really rare. Now, when it comes to injury, I've been fortunate too in that in the 32 years or so of weight loss, I've never broken a bone. I've never had like a long-term injury. Okay, I've been fortunate in that regard. That being said, there have been times where I have pulled my back a little. There's been times where my knee is hurt, maybe through excessive running. And what I do during those points is I just don't do the more rigorous stuff. Like, for example, let's do the cardio stuff first. If I'm running and I feel like a little kind of tightness in the knee, normally I can run through that and it goes away. If I start a run and I already have like a lingering calf pain that I've had a few days, I probably will not run, because running, look, the thing about running is this idea that it's bad on the joints. It's actually not bad on the joints. What's bad on the joints is if you're overweight and you're starting to beginning to run, and that can be bad on the joints. But as a whole, it's quite good for your legs. That being said, I mean, you might eventually reach a point that if you're having chronic lower leg problems, you might want to turn to swimming if you can swim. So if it's like really bad pain, to the point where you are walking with pain, I don't recommend then you do anything that is going to be putting a lot of pressure on the joints. That being said, you could swim still, maybe even do elliptical. You can maybe do a rower or a glider, because I did severely sprain my ankle, and I talk about this in the Confessions of an Obese Child episode, how I lost my weight, I think, where I had to wear a cast for like 3-4 weeks. And even then, this was when I was losing my weight, I still worked out. I couldn't, back then I was doing the Stairmasters, the 1990 version of the Stairmasters. But I did the glider, and I had one leg fastened down and my other leg was not there, but I would still did a 30-minute row. So look, when there's a will, there's a way. So I would tell you, like, if you're having very bad or knee or ankle pain, I would probably not do anything that is like overly taxing on your joints. But you can still maybe try to do a glider if your gym has a glider. You can try to maybe do the elliptical, or you can just simply take a walk. If all your movement, you're in pain, yeah, don't work out. Obviously, don't work out, okay? And if you need to balance that out, just eat better those days where you're unable to work out. Kind of like the advice I gave on how to work out or how to eat when you're traveling. Tips on how to keep your weight off when you're traveling. It's kind of the same idea there. When it comes to strength training, this is a little more nuanced, because again, if you've totally pulled out your back, some people are like, oh, and they're like immobilized, don't be doing any strength training. But if it's like a localized kind of muscle issue, maybe like a little tear, like a little one, you can probably just try out other parts of your body that you can work out. So if you feel like something maybe in your hammies, you can still do upper bodies. If you feel something that maybe you pulled in your lats, then maybe do more lower body. But I would tell you, like, I am not a firm proponent of no pain, no gain. I am more of a proponent of pain is your body telling you that there's something wrong. And you always got to think long-term when it comes to weight maintenance. It's always long-term. And if you do something that endangers long-term working out, ultimately in the long run, it's going to hurt you more. So it's better to put yourself, kind of like they do with concussion protocol and pretty much every injury in sports, is it's better to scale back, rehab that, whether you cryo, or whether you do dry sauna, or just simple icy hot and rest, whatever it is. Wean off exercise or lay off exercise 2-3 days until you can, I guess, at least get to the point where you can be more ambulatory and start working your way slowly back into cardio or strength training. But you need to be careful, because if you are, especially if you're overweight or you're coming back to working out, you're more predisposed to injury, you're even more predisposed to having a heart attack. So you really got to look at the signs. What are the signs telling you? And always watch the signs. And in general, I would tell you, pain, retire for a little while. I'm not telling you to retire indefinitely, okay? Because that's, again, that first group. I'm telling you just a couple of days off and then get back to it. And just go, trial and error, take it as it is, and see eventually you can work back into your routine. Guys, post in the comments. I'd like to hear from you how you've dealt with injuries in the past. What's your mindset? Are you more the first group or the second group? Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.